Project Management Insights, providing project managers with professional development in the interpersonal skills areas of leadership, team building, and communication. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Project Management Insights. Today I want to talk about a business case and the reasons to write a business case. Maybe that's not even the right title for this, because what I want to talk to you about is that starting process. They usually, in my mind, or from what I've seen in my experience, ends up that a business case is often written for the wrong reasons. And I'm going to describe it like this. Have you ever been in your business where there's a business unit within the business or a part of the organisation that has money to spend? They've got a budget. Somebody comes up with some bright idea, and that bright idea is really left field. It's not necessarily been tested. They just think it's a good idea. And so they have money to spend. They have a bright idea. So, let's do a project. Let's create this blah, 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 whatever it is, some fancy new thing. And in that space, someone writes a document that's more like what I would call a marketing document, so that money is allocated from a budget to this whiz-bang project. It's ultimately set to fail, or it's wasting good money and oftentimes resources. Because what you find is that the whole idea is not really a valid idea, and that the money is really just being wasted on something that will be put on the shelf, not be used, ultimately never ever really, return any investment for the business. And so that's one of the really wrong reasons to write a business case. And I see this happen a lot, where it's about the business itself having money, and all they want to do is spend it. There's no rigor around why they are going to do this project, why they are going to commit resources and funding, and what is the return on investment for the business. And so without that, there really is no reason to start a project, to run a project, to actually do a project. So it's the project itself is being developed, created, run for all the wrong reasons. Now, when you write a business case, as I've talked to you about many times, it should be the case for a solid change, and a change that is going to return itself in terms of the output, the deliverable, whatever's created through the project. It's going to return the business something. That might mean higher customer service rankings. It might mean more customers. It might mean a better relationship with external vendors or external suppliers or partners that the business works with. There's got to be a return for the business. Otherwise, don't do the project. Don't waste the money. Don't commit and overcommit resources. It's all of the wrong reasons to be undertaking a project in the first place. When you write a solid and strong business case, you are clearly showing that there is a case to commit funding, resources, and time in order to deliver something that is going to be of value and of positive value to the business in its entirety. And as I said, that might include the business units within the business, that might include partners that you work with, it might include customer relations, anything to do with the business and the way a business runs. Now, let's put this in terms for a small business, or a small project, because oftentimes there is an outcome, a specific outcome that someone wants. and I'm going to go back to my graphic designer. So I'm the customer of this graphic designer, and what I want is a graphic design that's going to promote my business. So there's value in me of spending money and committing money on this ability to have that output, to have a design for me created. Therefore, there's a reason to start a project. There's a reason to go and get a graphic designer to do the work for me. That graphic designer then knows that the work that they will be doing, as long as we have an agreed outcome and agreed assumptions and expectations, that they will know that what they are delivering is going to return, and there's going to be a return on investment for me. So they are going to be supporting me in delivering what's needed that I'm paying for, right? So my commitment for paying for the time and resources in order to be able to undertake the project. So there's a positive return there. There is a return on investment, and that's for me, the client in that space. Well, it's no different when you're in an organization, a large organization. There has to be a return on the investment for the business unit, for the organization as a whole, or don't do the project. Don't commit the money. Don't just spend the money for the sake of spending the money. Now, I'm probably talking to you, the wrong person here, because you're the person that could be asked to write this business case. And you're going to be asked to write the business case for someone that just wants to spend money and on some bright idea. Well, that's where you can be of value and of help by showing that the business case does not stack up. And I use that term because what I mean is it doesn't show that there will be a clear return on investment for the business if the funds, the resources and the time is committed to undertake a project. That's what your role is in writing a very strong and very clear business case. It will clearly show that the project should not go ahead. The project should be stopped before it even gets started. That's what a solid and well-written business case does. It shows that. It will show there is no valid reason to spend this money on this whiz-bang idea. So writing a solid business case has a purpose other than showing that it can return a positive return for the business. It also can show that there's no value in undertaking the project and therefore the project should be stopped. So there's two really good reasons to write a business case for this reason, to come to the conclusion of yes, this should go ahead, or no, it shouldn't. That's why a business case is required, and it's why a business case should be written for any and all projects that are started within an organisation. And that would include completion of the project agreement at the start of any small project, because that's the equivalent of your business case. And it's going to clearly show this is the outcome, here's what's required, here's the commitment, here is the funding required, here is the agreement on assumptions and expectations, so that everyone's clear on, yes, there's a positive reason to do this and a positive reason to go ahead. So stop and think about the reasons for writing a business case and why a business case is of so much value to set that strong foundation for any project when you are in that role of being the person that's being asked to write a business case to gain funding and resources for a project. You have a very solid role, a very strong role to take in moving this project forward by doing the right thing and writing a very strong and strong business case that stacks up. Because without that, the project should not go forward. It should stop. maybe you should share this podcast episode with your senior managers, the managers in your organisation, if you're in a large organisation, to help them understand why a business case needs to be written, and therefore what a business case will do to show that a project should go forward or a project shouldn't go forward within your organisation. Hopefully this adds some value, because I think too often we tend to see a business case as just another piece of paper, just another document to be written that ends up in the bottom drawer, without really having the understanding of why the business case is of such value. And bottom line is, it shows the business, it should provide the business with the positive return on investment that says, yes, go ahead with this project. And if that isn't shown clearly and easily, then a project should not go ahead. It should not start. It should stop before it even gets started. All right, that's me for this week. Happy project managing, and I will talk to you again next week for another episode of Project Management Insights. Thank you for listening to this Project Management Insights podcast. Be sure to visit projectmanagementinsight.com and sign up for our monthly newsletter, or to receive updates on upcoming training.